Indiana Fever just turned the Commissioner's Cup into a party like no other. Champagne showers, viral dances, and Caitlin Clark playing bartender. It wasn't just a celebration. It was a cultural event. One locker room, one win, and one unforgettable explosion of joy. A championship performance on the court led to chaos off of it. This wasn't just a team winning a trophy. This was a statement. The Fever made headlines with their victory over Minnesota, and what happened after the final buzzer had fans begging for the full footage.
And Indiana has done it!
The setting, July 1st, Target Center, Minneapolis. The opponent, the powerhouse Lynx, who came in with a 14-2 record. The expectation, a grind. The result, a storm. Indiana snapped into gear in the second quarter, unleashing an 18-0 run that flipped the script and silenced the home crowd. Natasha Howard delivered the goods, 16 points, 12 boards, perfect at the line. The MVP performance sealed the Fever's first-ever Commissioner's Cup title. The win unlocked a $500,000 prize pool, breaking down to roughly $45,000 per player, plus a bonus $5,000 in crypto for each from Coinbase. But the money? That was just the beginning. The second that final buzzer hit, the locker room transformed into an arena of its own. Champagne corks flew, vodka seltzers were cracked. Sophie Cunningham dropped a twerk so wild it had fans and teammates screaming. Sydney Colson, always the team's vibe engine, went live on Instagram, streaming the madness in real time. Fans flooded the comment section. Hearts, fire emojis, pure chaos. The video clips moved fast, Caitlin Clark grinning ear to ear, getting doused in champagne, high-fiving teammates, and slipping behind the camera just long enough to reappear with a bottle in hand. Her injury kept her off the court, but nothing was keeping her out of that celebration. Clark might have missed the game with a groin injury, but inside that locker room, she didn't miss a second. She was everywhere, pouring drinks, cracking jokes, slinging quips. At one point, she offered to pay head coach Stephanie White's technical foul fine, calling it absolutely worth it, and she meant it. From the outside, this looked like a fun cameo, but her presence carried more weight. Even in street clothes, she led. She brought the energy, the humor, the balance. Every great team has an emotional anchor. On that night, it was Caitlin. Natasha Howard sipped from the trophy. Kelsey Mitchell handed out drinks like medals. Teammates danced, hugged, and collapsed into laughter. This was chemistry. You could feel the trust. You could see the foundation. The Indiana Fever was labeled a rebuild project not long ago. New players, new coach, lots of questions. But this cup win, this locker room footage, it's the kind of intangible proof no stat sheet can deliver. They're more than a team. They're a movement. Moments later, the internet caught fire. The hashtags exploded. Hashtag FeverWin. Hashtag Sophie Twerk. Hashtag ClarkCam. Clips of Clark pouring drinks racked up views in the millions. Cunningham's dance trended on multiple social media platforms simultaneously. The celebration became a live event, bigger than the broadcast itself. That's the new age of sports. The locker room is the second stage. It marked Indiana's first Commissioner's Cup title, and with teams like the Liberty and Aces using cup wins to launch playoff dominance in years past, the Fever's future suddenly feels a lot more real. The team cashed in on the celebration, but the league did too. Clips aired on ESPN, replayed across social media, and used as soundtracks on WNBA promos. Every second of this party told a story. Indiana is no longer rebuilding, they're coming. Behind the drinks and dance moves was a deeper heartbeat. Clark offering to cover her coach's fine wasn't just funny, it was telling. She respects the fire. She respects the fight, and in that moment, she showed leadership without stepping on the court. Stephanie White called it a turning point, not just for the team, but for their identity. Fever fans? They called it what it was, a long-awaited moment of joy, pride, and proof that this franchise is back. The locker room celebration was loud, messy, and unforgettable. But it wasn't random, it was earned. It was real, and it was exactly what women's basketball needs right now. Authenticity, emotion, and joy, captured in the most human way possible. Not every celebration becomes a headline. This one did because it wasn't just about a trophy. It was about a team finally feeling what it means to win together. What moment stood out to you? Sophie's dance? Clark's drinks? The champagne chaos or the sheer joy in the room? Drop a comment and let's talk about why this one mattered.